There's a huge difference between someone lusting over you and somebody wanting to actually be with you, build with you, love you, carry you, pray for you.
Don't you ever forget that being black is an honor because you come from greatness.
Is an introduction really necessary for someone we all know so well?
Welcome to ChesleyIRL podcast, where we talk about real and unfiltered thought-provoking conversations to help and heal. So welcome back, y'all. This is episode 8. So as you can see from the title is Spirit of Lust. So basically the reason why I came up with this topic is because I shared on TikTok that I'm 32 years old and I've never been in a relationship before. And for some reason, people do not believe me. And I'm like, oh my God, y'all, this is my life. Like, I'm telling the truth. Like, I know I look good. I know it's giving what it's supposed to give. But at the end of the day, there's a difference between someone lusting over you and somebody wanting to be with you. Those are two different situations. And I think even from like me being a young girl, I've always had a very like curvy shaped body. And you gotta understand, a lot of young boys, young men, they lust after women with, like a curvy shape. So I feel like when you're a woman, you have a very like voluptuous body. A lot of men want to experience you. They don't actually want to be with you. And that's why people fail to realize to take that into account when somebody that's attractive say they've never been in a relationship before, because the spirit of lust is a stronghold on a lot of people. And a lot of people are not even able to look past your physicality, like how you look physically, your body. They're not even able to look past that. They just focus on that and not even able to kind of like want to actually get to know you as a person, because I feel like that's why God intended us to wait until marriage, husband and wife, to be intimate with your spouse. Because when you are intimate with people, it's a spiritual thing. And that's why this title is The Spirit of Lust. Because lust is something that a lot of people struggle with. And even, not even just men, just women too. Because I feel like a lot of women, we feel the need to think that, being intimate with a man is going to make the man like us. So once we remove our spirit of lust, is going to basically make the men that are attracted to us in a lustful manner, it's going to be like a deterrent. Because I noticed once I became, abstinent, where I'm abstaining from sex, I noticed that I don't get lusted after anymore, because I'm not giving off that lustful energy as well. Because just as much as men can be lustful, women can be lustful as well. So once you remove that lustful spirit where you want to be physical with somebody without actually taking the time to get to know these people and understand who they are as a person, their character, their values, and just who they are as a whole human being, you will realize that if you took the time to do that, some of these people, you wouldn't even want to touch them. Clock that T. But I feel like when you struggle with lust, your mind is not even on trying to understand who you're dealing with. You just want to experience the person. You just look at their body and how good they look, and you just like, wow, I just can't wait. And it's like, wait a minute. If you focus on removing the spirit of lust, honestly, the spirit of lust will probably, if you remove it, it would save you from a lot, because your mind wouldn't be so focused on being physical with a person you don't know. And honestly, the biggest thing I can say is that a lot of us, when we allow our spirit of lust to lead us, it leads you nowhere. So that's why I think it's important for you to do things God's way and wait till marriage, so you don't allow your lust and your flesh to make decisions for you. Because when you really think about all the times you've been intimate with people in your past, where did it get you? What came of it? I'll wait. No, actually, I won't wait, because nothing came of it. So that's why this episode is important, because this is a good thought-provoking conversation to open up our minds and understand that a person lusting after you and wanting to be with you and build with you and love you is two separate dynamics. Because at the end of the day, anybody can lust over somebody. Anybody can like the way you look and want to experience your body. But a man or a woman wanting to pray with you, build with you, love you, get to know you, who you are as a whole human, that's powerful. And I think that's what people should value more, getting to know people, having thought-provoking conversations like what we're doing right now. Instead of trying to jump in a bed, because I remember, I'll never forget, my dad told me that anybody could jump up and down the bed, and that's true. Anybody could do that. But somebody that can actually sit down and talk to you and have real meaningful conversations to understand who you are as a human being, that's powerful. And having the spirit of lust, you'll never be able to experience having a meaningful conversations and interactions and experience with people if you're leading with the spirit of lust. So you got to remove that and put the spirit of lust, push it down. Don't allow it to come up and lead your life and make decisions, because you see now in society, it's a lot of people that are suffering at the hands of their spirit of lust, that they allow their lust to make decisions for them, and they got to pay for it. They got to pay up big money. So, but at the end of the day, the whole purpose of this conversation is for you to understand that regardless of what you may think someone has never experienced, or you think that they, like I said about me not being in a relationship, a lot of people wouldn't believe that because, oh my God, you're so beautiful. But have you ever considered that most women that look like me, that never been in a relationship, have been lusted after? And I feel like I'm a very spiritual driven woman of God. And I feel like I don't want that. I don't want no man lusting after me. That's why I had to realign my mind and honor God and do things God's way, for him to remove those lustful men, so I wouldn't even come in contact with men like that. Because immediately, once you realize that a man is struggling with lust, you're immediately turned off as a woman, because you know that he's struggling with lust. So you know that you don't want that type of man in your life. So you're going to immediately be turned off and remove this person away from you, because you know that at the end of the day, when you're a woman of God, you want a meaningful relationship. And the only way for you as a woman of God or a man of God to get to a meaningful relationship is to remove your spirit of lust. Because your spirit of lust is going to hold you back from being able to have a meaningful connection and have meaningful conversations, to be able to see if this person is even equally yoked or aligned with you. Because that's the biggest thing. You want to make sure you're equally yoked. Your spirit of lust should not decide if this is a person for you. Being able to know if this person is aligned with you is what you should be focused on. Not lust, alignment. So leave the lust in the dust and focus on alignment, because that's what we need in order to align ourselves with people that God intended us to make connection with and potentially be husband and wife, because that's what I'm striving for. So regardless of if I haven't been able to, be in a relationship with someone, I feel like God is saving me for my husband, because he didn't want me to be nobody's girlfriend, because it never gave girlfriend, it gave wife. So God was saving me for the man that he intended me to be with, because he knew that he don't want me to come in contact with a man that's struggling with the spirit of lust. He wanted him to be rooted in Christ and be able to honor God's way and be able to see me for who I am as a woman and not be focused on what I look like. So the only way you cannot be focused on what people look like only is to remove your spirit of lust. So yeah, I hope that me sharing this will be able to wake something up in you, for you to understand that leave your lust in the dust. If you want to make true connection, you have to have thought-provoking conversations and be able to open up your mind, your spirit, and your heart to get to know the human that you're interested in and not their body. Because the body is for your spouse, not for a person you just met. So remove the spirit of lust, leave it in the dust, and focus on building meaningful relationships and having meaningful conversations with, like-minded people. So yeah, this was episode 8. the spirit of lust. So yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching Chesley in Real Life Podcast. Bye, y'all.
The black woman is everything. The black woman is gold. The black woman's the reason why my heart is never cold. You see, the black woman is precious. The black woman is bold. Black women, they never fold. They no more precious than gold. Look, the black woman is everything. The black woman is gold.